Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I move to amend Warrant Article 2 by striking the amount that was just amended, and I'm sorry I don't have it written down, and replacing it with the figure $64,940,900. The revised article to read as follows, and then I have the article written out. I can bring it to you now.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to strike the $67,973,927, and I do not have to read the whole article, and we're replacing that with $64,940,900. That's the amendment. Did we get a second? Motion by Mr. Green. Is there a second? Second by Leon Artis. Okay, the amendment's on the floor for discussion. Remember, I'll remind everybody, we have 3 minutes. Okay, please. There we go. Okay, we're going to start. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Some people have something worth saying. I have something worth silencing. Enrollment has dropped every year since the peak of 2007-08. This is not a blip. We're down 880 since then. We're going to be down another 605 years. Next slide, please. Costs are rising. The budget is up 17%, but enrollment is dropping fast. So per pupil, costs are up 47% since 2007-08. Slide. Another way to look at this is gross per pupil cost, budget divided by the number of students. Current year, our budget is $17,846 per pupil. The proposed budget is $900 higher. The responsible budget I'm proposing is $17,974 per pupil, slightly more than this year. Yet, this is supposedly a catastrophe. Next slide. Okay, declining enrollment. Our staff level has barely budged while enrollment plummets. Here's the enrollment line to the current year. Next slide, red line. The blue line is staffing. 7 years ago, we had 698 staff. This year, 688. Staffing hardly budges while enrollment drops. And by the way, Mrs. Steenson and also Mr. Collins have claimed that over the years we've reduced the number of teachers by 12%. This is a shell game. This so-called reduction is a cosmetic relabeling of staff so that as the number of teachers goes down, other categories such as non-teaching professionals go up. The top line number, 698, 688, hardly changed at all. Next. Let's look at other districts. Timberlane's cost per pupil is over 10% higher than similar districts that are getting stronger academic results than this district. And our cost per pupil jumped almost 9% last year, more than any of the others, and far above average. Now, hold that for a moment. Our proposed budget from the district, on its face, a modest increase less than 1%. But taxes will go up for all 4 towns. Budget, 0.5% up. For Danville, 3.8% tax increase. That's the figures that were distributed to you today. Plastow, 2.5% tax increase. So just because the budget is going up by a fraction, tax increases can be going up significantly. And expenditures are being planned out of this year's surplus, which will further increase taxes. And this huge increase of $900 cost per pupil. My
Mr. Green,
responsible budget.
you have about 30 seconds.
My responsible budget has every penny of expense funding
Please.
that the administration's asked for.
I did tell him. Go ahead.
Thanks. No cuts in transportation, no cuts in athletics, no cuts in academic programs, including advanced placement,
Okay,
arts
Mr.
and
Green?
music programs.
I have to. They said 3 minutes for everybody.
Point of order.
If I recognize somebody else?
Point of order.
Yes, Mr. Artis?
Mr. Moderator, I request that you take control of this meeting, and if there's any more interruptions, that you ask the police to remove those.
Thank you, Mr. Artis. Is there any other? Thank you, Mr. Artis. Thank you. Is there any other comment?